talked about the enormous potentials. We talked about the challenges. We talked about the risks. We talked about the opportunities. But then again, it's funny that we don't have so much of commercial agriculture in Nigeria.
Okay.
Rather, what we have is majority of the farmers being peasants. What's responsible for this?
Well, I think we first need to differentiate between commercial production and commercial agriculture. Now, when you put together what the people would call subsistence farmers, the peasant farmers are producing, it's still commercial because it's feeding the nation presently. Now, however, commercial production is, you now have maybe tractors, the massive big tractors cultivating the land. Now, if the challenges the commercial farmers faces, they put in more in terms of capital. However, when you're looking at the fertilizers they put into it, yes, the fertilizer situation has improved under the administration of Dr. Akinwumi. However, the quality of fertilizer still remains a challenge. So when you say like NPK 15, 15, 15, and you find out that the content of that NPK is actually 777, so it means that you double the factor.
Okay.
Now, so if the commercial farmers are using the same fertilizer that I'm using, and they are using more because of quality, then they have a challenge. So the factors of production, agriculture today is still not, let me use the word, favorable to commercial growers. There are a lot of people who have come into the industry to plant on a commercial scale. But guess what? They still sell to the open market. Some years ago, we produced about 80 acres of watermelon. 2010, 80 acres of watermelon under irrigation. Now, we were supposed to sell in Mile 12, which is in Lagos. That's the biggest hub for it. And we just discovered that watermelon was just coming into the market. So we traced it, and they told us that a general in the north went into commercial agriculture. And so what we should have sold for 70,000 was eventually sold for 25,000.
That was a heavy loss.
Yes, but like I said, every challenge brings an opportunity. We decided to look beyond that, and why don't we check the religious circles? So we went to churches and mosques, got some youths from Ajegunle, and they were marketing. And we were selling more to the final consumer than going to the big market. So the big players need to look at how can we make the big projects small. So I will not engage on a 300 hectare, that's a 700 acre farm now. I would rather do a 100 acres in 7 places than do one project 7.
Let's talk about the potential environmental threats to agriculture and how it can be reduced. Okay. Because, you know, if you do know what the problems are and how you can tackle them, then you might begin to see an incursion of, you know, more SMEs into the agriculture sector. Yes.
Well, we need to make the environment a bit more comfortable for the small and medium scale farmers.
How?
Yes. One, if we talk about irrigation farming, I'll stay a bit on crops than livestock, because it's easier for the SMEs to engage in crops, and the capital involved is a bit lower. Now, the private sector now needs to begin to focus more on irrigation farming, because climate change is changing the fortune of people who step into the agricultural industry. However, government has already gone ahead in creating river basins. They have massive dams that is not totally utilized. So we need to create awareness to tell people that, come on, the lands are available. The dams are there. You just need to get there to utilize it. And I say this because I've been an irrigation farmer for about 18 years now. Now, as little as 1,000 naira, you pay on 2.5 acres of cleared lands. While in some places it's 2,500 naira. The infrastructure is there, but the private sector does not really know that it exists. So in taking care of the tomatoes, corn, and all this, then they can leverage on that. And the thing is, if you produce commercial maize, it will affect the livestock, because about 40 to 50% of every feed of a livestock is corn. So if you reduce the price of corn by producing more, then it means that the livestock will be affected positively.
Well, let's leave this conversation for now, but I know we're going to get back to it again. Well, thank you so much, African Farmer Mogaji, for coming on the program this morning. It's been an interesting conversation.
Thank you.
Well, I've been speaking to an agriculture information broker and consultant, African Farmer Mogaji, and we've been looking at untapped opportunities for small and medium enterprises in the agriculture sector. Of course, this is one sector that has seen massive development in the last couple of months, and of course it's going to continue since Nigeria is trying to diversify away from oil. This sector is going to continue to witness continued attention from all angles. Well, that's the program for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Harriet Agbenyi.